Welcome to a special Super Bowl edition of Egg Foo What? The first and only podcast about people eating stuff. I'm Mike Lisk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of Egg Foo What? Michael, I believe we have a special guest this week. We're calling it Super Bowl week.
We do have a special guest. Some of you may know him as @Jelloman Philly from Instagram. He's also on Twitter, but I don't think he's ever on there. I'm calling him the King of Philly after his recent viral videos from post-game celebrations in the streets of Philadelphia when the Eagles won the NFC Championship. Some of you may know him as Jelloman from The Best Show, and others may know you simply as Paul Vile. Welcome to the show.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
How you doing? Nice to meet you. I think you and Mike, you've known Mike for a while from The Best Show. Is that the story?
Yes.
Yeah,
we met through The Best Show. His brother Kurt Vile was a guest many times on the show, and then Paul became sort of a guest. He would call into the show, and we've been kindred spirits ever since.
I think you're very disrespectful when you call him sort of a guest.
Did I say that?
If you call in and they answer, you're a guest, right?
Yeah.
Let's be respectful, Mike. That's all.
Okay.
Rude. That's very rude.
Rude. I mean, just because he's Philly to the bone doesn't mean he's not respectful and well-mannered. Come on now.
Give me a break, Mike.
Okay.
Lead by example, Mike.
Okay.
Hand it, Mike.
I love that Paul is coming live from the back of his van.
This isn't recorded?
No. But do you have any upcoming events? I mean, you must be doing lots of media. I saw you were on television recently. Do you have any more bookings?
Yeah, I got some random bars I'm going to. I'm getting paid just to like come in with my Jello cart. I'm gonna ride in with the cart. I'm gonna push some people on the cart. I'm gonna jump up on the cart. I'm gonna shoot Jello shots with my bow into the bar for like 30 minutes. Like just shoot Jello shots everywhere. Garnish the Jello shots with pop rocks. So I got pop rocks on my wrist. You can't really. I got a flashlight here, but
yeah.
Can you really
Is this a new innovation? I don't remember the wrist pop rocks thing. Is this a recent innovation?
Yeah, it's because I ride with my hoverboard now.
Yeah. Now, okay. There it is. Yeah,
That's it.
He spins that. Yeah, the Jello shots are attached to that. Do you use a special? How do you get them to adhere? Wow. Okay. Oh, so it's a device. It's electric.
Are you hypnotizing me? Don't hypnotize me, bro.
Wow. This is like Christmas in February.
Say something, ready? These are fake Jello shots, just for the eye candy, if you will.
Okay. Yeah.
So I get people, I lure them in, like, hey, I got the Jello shots, and then we go back to my cart, which is over here.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Are we getting a scoop?
Yeah, we're getting scoops, man.
Jello shots are fake? Breaking news.
Uh-huh.
I just had all my stuff in my van. I wanted to show you guys, but it's kind of, I guess it's the light's weird, and I don't really go to Zoom that much. So
no, it looks great, to tell you the truth. I mean, with your face kind of in shadows.
adds to the mystery.
Yeah, it's very.
Nobody wants to see Jelloman in his three floor condo.
Oh, look, I'll tell you something. Right, watch this. Right. See, look. This is my Jello shot bow right here.
There you go.
Was that for Valentine's Day, like Cupid?
Yeah, I got here, right? And then I can shoot you. Look.
Hey. All right. Wow. It's like 3D. I don't think there's any podcast. Did you break something?
No.
Yeah, there's not a lot of podcasts that do 3D video. You're right, Mike.
Now, have you been going to post Philly game celebrations for a while, or was this something that spur of the moment you did?
Now, I would make a joke about Philly fans haven't had a lot to celebrate over the years, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be respectful. So
It's a good one, but it's not exactly true. But I will say
it has to be true.
We're definitely going to win this time. And I'm saying when I was there when they won in 2018, I went on the roof of my van. I was just shooting an insane amount of Jello shots. I almost got in trouble. I was actually not going to do the whole Eagles thing this year. I got in trouble last time for Jello shots off my van. But I just brought my surfboard Sunday when they won, just in case. And I was like, I'm just going to do it. And then I just bring my surfboard out to the crowd if they won. And I was like, let me just see what happens. And then people saw I had a shirt that said Jelloman, and the board said Jelloman. And then they're like, what's that? And I said, all right, want to help me get up? And the next thing you know, I'm surfing. And instantly, everybody started being into it. So then I instantly
I was thinking about that. Now, these guys this is after the game. I mean, I thought you were putting your life at risk. I mean, you didn't give these guys breathalyzer tests before you got up on the board. You just grabbed a random bunch of people in the street, and they came together, and you trusted them. I mean, you were I think you were a little shaky at first, but I guess you got a little more confident. Then eventually you did a headstand. That's kind of your signature move.
Like I do it a bunch. I do it all the time. I mean,
yeah. No, I'm talking. I'm talking like a morning show host who's got to explain to people who may not be familiar with your background. Yes, I'm very familiar.
What is Jello?
Yeah, we're not. I know what Jello is, and you. We've discussed the vodka that you use. What vodka do you use now?
Deep Betty vodka.
Deep Betty vodka. Now, I'm not even familiar with that. I've been a bartender. I've worked in a liquor store. Is this Rock Gut vodka, or is it premium? It's not top shelf.
It's not top shelf, but it's pretty close. It's a $25 bottle.
It's a $25 bottle? Seriously? Okay.
Look.
I thought maybe you used Popov or Smirnoff.
I mean, when I would sell bootleg Jello shots back in the day, I used this, but this is the stuff right here.
Deep Eddy. Okay. I've never heard that. Is that a local brand?
Just so you guys know, I'm parked in front of my house right now.
Okay. That's good. All right. Okay. Yeah. We don't encourage drinking and driving.
I was sure you would. Okay.
Hey, I'm in front of my.
Do you have a deal with Deep? Do you have a deal with
Deep
Eddy?
Local? Is that a Philly vodka or?
No, it's Austin. They hook me up for certain events. It's not like a big old thing. Like I'm not like sponsored like Michael Jordan sponsored by like.
Oh, but they do hook you up. Okay, that's cool.
Do it per event, and sometimes they're like, "Yeah, what's this one about?" And then they got to be like really cool and sold on it. But when I do my Jello bands in Philly, like they're super cool. That stuff. They just give me like just a couple cases just to have in the winter time when I want to just hit up bands in and around Philly. Like, yo, they're cool with that kind of stuff. That's pretty loose, right? That's pretty cool that they're that loose.
Yeah.
But when making money and stuff off their, they don't really like me making money off. I have to be giving it away. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be giving away usually for them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
They want the free advertising, but they don't want you to get paid.
But certain festivals will sell under their liquor license, and I'll use their vodka. It's just there's always different like avenues how they pitch it. They can't just give me free vodka and go make a bunch of money off it. You know what I mean? Because I don't have a liquor license. So some type of control.
Now, are you a diehard Eagles fan, or are you following the crowd?
I'm more like just a Philly fan in general. Like I always would go down in the past like Phillies and Eagles and just to be around the spirit and stuff. But
yeah,
I'm so busy. I'm not like a diehard fan because I'm always busy with the festivals and stuff. Yeah. I'm more about traveling and stuff. I'm not like homebody, like sports guy, staying home. But trust me, I've been around my whole life, and it's just like Philly's insane about their sports, and it's just cool to be.
Yeah. No, I mean, you look like you're having the time of your life. I mean, You've
You like
been,
me?
how long have you been doing the Jello shots?
Uh, first off, do you still like me, AP, or no?
Oh, of course I like you. What do you mean? Why don't you think I like you?
I'm just kidding. That's a running gag. I used to always say
Oh,
it to you,
okay.
Burnett. Um,
I don't remember that.
Well, I started messing around with Jello probably I'd say like 2009. I started messing with
Okay.
it.
All right. And
And
you
then
still,
like, I
are
would
you
hustle
still,
Jello illegally,
uh-huh.
and then I started touring with Kurt.
Yeah.
And once I toured with Kurt, I met some bands and stuff, and I had like an epiphany that I was gonna like make these walls full of Jello shots that were gonna be given to the bands. And I was like, I'm gonna start giving these mosaic gifts, like a mosaic wall of Jello. But
Yeah.
then it was like, oh, write their name in Jello. Then it was like
Yeah.
a direct. It's way cooler to give a band name in Jello. And then I started just like kind of like running with that idea.
Mhm. And you did one for the best show when we,
Yeah, that was a long
that
time
was the
ago.
first one.
One of the first. That was like when I
Yeah.
was a super early idea, when I didn't really, I wasn't like, oh my God, this is what I want to do all the time. Just like random cool events. But then I
Yeah.
started like really trying to get a bunch of bands after a while.
Mhm.
I was like, I want to get and work at this thing to get a ton of them, you know?
Do you have like official sort of relationships with certain bands? I mean, are there certain bands that like want you at events and say, give you a call and say, hey, why don't you come out to this show? Or do you have that sort of relationship with some bands?
I mean, I'm to be honest, like I was really cool with the Parquet Courts, and they want me to come out a couple times like in a row. But the thing is, like, I'm just like I got Jello shots. I'm not like I don't want to take over, you know. I don't wanna take over.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah,
Oh my God, come back! They're so busy now.
right.
People are no one's dying for me to come back. I don't think, but like they're excited when they run into me because I get paid by festivals to do it, so I'll make like 30 murals for festivals,
Uh-huh.
and then like I'll run into people that other bands that already made murals for in the past, and they're like, "Oh, what's up, man?" And they always come back, you know, like just
Yeah.
in that sense, you know. I don't have
Yeah.
like a Jello posse.
So are you an official vendor now at some of these festivals? Because I always thought you were like on the margins of legality. I thought maybe, you may not have been particularly like legal, that you might get harassed even from some of these festivals. But it sounds like are you an official vendor at some of these?
Yeah, I guess I forgot you. I haven't talked to you guys in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Like sometimes I would for a while I would dip back into the hustle.
Mhm.
But it was 100% the hustle back when I was with you guys more like when you were in New York and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But then I say like a little bit before the pandemic, and then through the pandemic, there was this whole changeover. You know, like the whole world like popped, and then we got to regroup again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody. So like I just kind of like started having more reality check. I gotta like try to be legit more and not do bootleg stuff because like you're starting to like know the people who like create these brands.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a pathway to making this legitimate?
Yeah, I'm trying to say. So I'm on this weird thing. It's such an annoying time for me because I don't love selling them legally,
Mhm.
not them illegally. I'm saying it's annoying when I'm like a shot girl. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm big shots, selling shots. Then you got to stay up and just to make money. So then I a mural, and I can just like hang out with the bands, sprinkle pop rocks on it, and then the festival just pays me a lump of money. So that's cool. So there's just two. Sell them with the festival, but I don't want to. But sometimes there's more money there.
Yeah.
I rather almost like how cool like Nardwar. He meets all these bands and he does his thing forever. Like, what if I could just be like that and just like give Jello shots, and eventually the money will come like over time.
Did you ever hear of Beetle Bob?
No, what's that?
Well, he was a sort of a personality. I used to see him. I went to the Jazz Fest in New Orleans a few years in like the late 90s.
I remember hearing about that guy.
And that guy would get up on. He was like a dancer. Basically he was a dude dancer. He would be decked out, sort of like almost like Beatlemania garb. He had like a Beatle cut.
He had like a terrible, terrible wig, right? Like,
I guess it was a wig. Yeah, I mean, I never thought about it before until you said it, but yeah, it probably was a wig. It was like a Beatle cut wig. And basically, bands would invite him on stage and he'd do his, he wasn't a bad dancer, right? You've seen him probably, Greg, right?
I can't judge his dancing. If I'm being honest, I don't remember any dancing. Just
Yeah. But
he was
anyway, that
gutsy.
was, yeah,
he was
became,
ballsy. He was
yeah.
ballsy.
yeah. And he became a sort of known personality. And, you know, it was, you know, he was obviously a music fan, got to go to these festivals. Yeah, it was like living the life. So when I see what you do, Paul, I mean, you know, traveling all over the country, I mean, it's like, you know, years ago, people used to join the circus. You're having an adventure. When I
Yeah.
when I got laid off, I'm like, does this guy need an assistant? I wanted to join. I wanted to join up with you. But are you strictly a one-man show still, or do you have people that work with you?
I get people like more like with it, like, when I go to California, I have a group of people that would help me out there.
Uh-huh.
And it's mostly me doing it all until I get there. Then I have people help me down there. But you know,
Okay.
I still lay bricks and stuff in the wintertime.
Yeah.
But like, I always know how to make money on my own. So
Yeah.
never
No,
like
you
so I
used
don't
to have,
worry about employed if I don't have to.
right,
I mean,
right.
just
Didn't you have a thing with
one,
vending machines? Weren't you? Is that still going?
that was all exploratory. Like that's a really cool business, but it's a really cool mindset. Like, oh, look at these awesome, cool machines. They're like these little gumball machines. You just put them in someone's storefront and just make money. You just get one more gumball machine, one more gum. They add up to a big pile of money, sure. But your quality of life, it's so boring. You're like in these like depressing little shops sometimes. Like they're cool when you just look at them, but then when you're just going through all these little shops over and over, and sometimes they wouldn't even call you to tell you that the coin mechanism wasn't working anymore. And you go there and there's like it's an out of order sign on it.
Oh wow,
So
yeah.
like you go all the way like 35, 40 minutes away just to check something that didn't even work for like the last. It's a weird business. And if I had kids or something and I wanted to be more like safe or something, I would do it. Maybe with them. Like, let's go empty our machines.
Yeah.
But like we only have one life, and I'm just trying to run around with the Jello, trying to shoot because I want to live that way. I don't, you know what I mean? So I don't trust people to empty my machines because people, it's a big theft with them emptying your machines out and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'd rather just like work, laying bricks, and then come spring, summer, I just go do the Jello thing, make ends meet. So I figured it out. I know what the worst case scenario is. I've already been there, and I know what like a good year is. I know what an awesome year is. I know what they all are.
Yeah.
And I know how they're like, which way they're going. You're like, it's working out. Right? So
yeah, no, it looks like you're having fun. I mean, and you're having fun for the most part, wouldn't you say? I mean, meeting all these people all over the country.
Yes, absolutely. Which the Philly thing is really cool because I mostly was with bands doing Jello and stuff, but for the first time, well, I did it Eagles and Phillies too. But for the first time, I crowd surfed on Eagles crowd.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought I might get hurt because they're like, someone threw beer at me too. Like people.
Oh wow.
So
Philly fans, am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, I'm not surprised. I mean, even in a celebration where everybody's united, somebody had to be a jerk. Did you get hit by the beer or?
No, there's a video and the song is "Always Sunny in Philadelphia," like the beginning of the theme. And I'm doing a headstand and my feet go down and you see a beer. It looks almost like an action shot. The beer comes right towards the camera and would have hit me right in the ass or the leg or something, but my feet came down. Boom.
Wow.
So like I'll send it to you. It's a cool picture or video. Get this. I'm not saying I'm doing this, but I got all the tools for it and stuff. I'm thinking about climbing up if they win the pole, and I'm gonna rappel down onto the board.
Don't do it, Jelloman. We can't lose you, Jelloman.
Yeah, they grease those poles. They're gonna grease those poles.
You're gonna grease the poles. Come on.
See something? I'm gonna show you something. Ready?
Right.
See, look, I set this up so you can see it. See this rope right here?
He's pulling a body out of his closet, people. People listening. He's
right
pulling out a body.
So this is the saddle.
Yeah.
So picture up on a pole. Then I got this as a saddle. You sit on the saddle. And then what you do, you got this. This is called a figure 8 thing.
Okay.
You put it through here, around there. And then you hook this thing to this. So I'm sitting on it like a swing.
And you're gonna swing out over the crowd.
Listen, I tie this to the pole and I'm on top, and then you just rappel down the thing.
Oh, I see. Yes, like a mountain climber.
And then you rappel down, and I land on my surfboard. So I have people hold my surfboard waiting for me.
How do you get the rope attached at the top of the pole though? You're gonna have to lasso it somehow.
I climb up there.
You're gonna climb up there. What if the poles are greased? They always talk about the greased poles.
Oh, I mean, I was just there last week. There's kids on every pole. It looks like crows up in a tree. I'm saying, like, I want to get up there because I want to get up there, and I'm gonna bring that. I'm not saying 100%. I'm just ready. I'm ready to do it. If I think it's right. But
no, you've obviously got the tools ready. You know,
I think cops might be ready for this.
But check the news. I remember the last time
cops don't listen to this podcast, so don't worry about it.
No, I know. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about cops, maybe the news and stuff. Like, oh, there's that guy. Dots. There he is, right there on top of the pole. And then
plus, there's lots of unknowns. You know, I mean, I saw in the one video where it looked like a scantily clad woman sort of comes into the picture. She's trying to steal your show. I mean, have you had people try and get up on the board with you when you're crowd surfing?
It's funny. It's a good question. Never trying to get up there, but they try to rip things off me. Like my bag, they rip it. They try to grab. They jumped up and grabbed my bag when I'm doing a headstand and pulled like the straps and make me fall for a second.
Yeah.
My bow, they stretched the whole thing down, like the rubber part. And then when I fell down, finally, eventually on the ground, I was down there with them. They're just digging their hands in there, trying to. It felt like riot, like almost like they're like panicking or something. Like, whoa, like I want some.
And you're looking forward to doing this all over again this Sunday.
Well, I want to top it because.
Okay.
What
now are they having?
Was the last Eagles Super Bowl? I mean, I guess that's 5 years now. Was that? Do you feel like that was your coming out party, kind of? And since then, you've been gearing everything up for Sunday, basically, or?
Wait, are you talking about when they won in 18? I couldn't hear you say.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's kind of launched you to the next level, and you're hoping to do it again this Super Bowl? Is that the plan?
Good question. Yeah, I'm saying because I went on the roof of my van and I was launching Jello shots in 2018. And I have cool videos from that and seeing how everybody's like catching them, freaking out, like.
That is easily the coolest thing I've seen somebody do on the top of a van since Teen Wolf. So,
wait, did you see me do it?
I saw a video or a picture or whatever. I get a packet sent to me before these.
I was sending him all your videos, so yeah, he wasn't familiar with you, but I briefed him before this show.
But I'm like we started a Twitter or not Twitter, sorry, TikTok. It's hard for me to even mentally get into TikTok, but my Jello manager started a TikTok for me, and then they already had like 500,000 views on certain things.
Yeah, that was a question. Do you have a team of guys doing the videos? I mean, how do you get all the videos? People just send them to you, or?
No, I have a guy. He's been filming me for a long time, and he's Colin Kerrigan. He's the one that was making that documentary for me a while back, and he still is. But we had a hiatus because we were trying to make the ending more legit. But he's showing me for years, and he's been doing my social media now.
Okay.
So that's why you see a lot more social media because it's hard for me to like.
Yeah,
I need someone. I'm like basically an animal just doing stuff. It's hard for me to like sit down and try to.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get on Zoom. You know what I'm saying?
No, but it's just one guy doing it though. It's not a team.
No. You want to be my team? Is it you want to be in there?
Well, I'm kind of preoccupied now, but
You've been hemming and hawing for the last 30 minutes, but yes. What do we need to do to be part of your team?
I've got some family obligations I'm involved with now, Paul. But if given the opportunity, I will be in touch.
You know what? I work in marketing, and can I give you some? I won't call it advice because that's insulting, but I would lean into, like you say, you're not a obsessed Philadelphia sports fan.
Yeah,
that disappointed me a little bit. When I see you and your Eagle stuff and it looks great, and I want to believe that you are crazy about the Eagles, the Flyers, the Sixers. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm a kid, I want to believe that this guy is Philly sports to the bone.
Oh, I see where this
So
is going.
if you were paying me a comically large amount of money to advise you, which as far as I know, you're not, I would say, boy, I'd start spinning that.
Yeah, what sucks is like, no, I seriously am just from Phil, in general, from being in Philly, like a fan of the sports. But the problem is, I started doing it from music first, so that's really all of a sudden everybody's calling out for just this one surf, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
It's a huge audience. That's you've tapped into a huge audience, and I see what Greg is saying. And I don't know if you want to take it to this next level, Paul. If you want to be like I started calling you the king of Philly. You know, the next thing is a costume. You know, like you'll be a Philly superhero.
Well, I think I like his you don't want to be Green Man from Always Sunny. I think he's got the look, he's got the vibe, but yeah, I think we should need to start the myth that he is like a crazy fan of the teams. You know,
I don't know.
and you do give it off that you do love the local teams or whatever, but I want a little bit of psycho from Jelloman. If I'm a Philly guy,
You are, or you aren't? I couldn't hear you.
I said if I was from Philly.
If he now, Greg's in Virginia.
I love visiting
now.
Philly. I love my favorite band. Mike knows. The last 100 years basically is from Philly. I don't know if you heard of Marah.
No, I'm not sure. No.
Okay, they're from Philly. I love cheesesteaks. I love visiting Philly. But yeah, I would lean into this being a psychotic Philly sports fan. That's all.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I mean, he's just told us some stories where he's been, physically almost assaulted. I don't know if we want to encourage more of that behavior. I like,
Well, I think no disrespect. I think if you're building your brand around showing up at big crowds, standing on your van, throwing out Jello shots, you can expect a little bit of,
no, that goes with the territory.
Drunken fun.
Yeah.
So
Following though from like the early talking the bootleg stuff for like years, t-shirts like since 2009, people would remember my bootleg t-shirts and they would see me at all these events selling like as like just a dude hustling shirts. It kind of surfing and stuff, and I just would go to events and just sell Jello shots. It's just a lot more to unpack about. I was more like a Jello hustler, you know what I mean? Ended up. What do you say, Mike?
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, you've been doing, it's been a one-man operation. I mean, it's incredible. I guess most notably, and this has been brought up quite a bit on the Best Show, is the time Kurt was playing in Jersey City at the Lowe's Theater. You had the van in front of the theater, and people were going out and having some Jello shots. Then you came in for the show, and I guess we were having a few drinks together out in the lobby, and the show had started. So we went to our seats, and I thought we made our way to our seats quite fine. We didn't fall on anybody, but unfortunately, it was during a song that was dedicated to Tom Sharpling. And so now he's turned this into this whole story that me and you ruined the experience because we were taking our seats in the middle of the song.
not cool, guys. Not nice, guys. Not nice.
It wasn't intentional, right, Paul? I mean, it wasn't an intentional thing. It's not like we made a plan in advance.
Seems like another Mike Lisk bullshit publicity stunt.
No.
But this time you had to drag other people down with you.
No, Paul can
That's a
verify
shame.
for me. It was not planned at all. This was not planned, right, Paul?
And what did we do? We sat down.
Yeah.
People saying something?
Well,
Laughing or something?
Tom has told the story multiple times that we ruined the song for him because we took our seats in the middle of the song while the song was playing. You haven't heard any of those stories?
No, because I remember doing it. I remember now that I remember coming in when he was saying Tom Sharpling, that part. And I remember sitting down. I do remember that, but I was like, kind of. I guess Tom was pissed. We were making a joke when we were walking in or something, and just ruined that one little part, maybe.
But it was completely unintentional. We didn't plan it. It was just It just happened to be that song he was playing when we took our seats.
Did you guys stage this whole thing just so you could apologize to Tom after all these years? Is that what this whole thing is?
No,
That what this is all about?
this is an apology. You know, I mean, like I said, we took our seats. I don't even think we made contact with anybody as we took our seats. I've had problems at shows. I famously told a story. I went to see Neil Young at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, and I was up in the rafters. They had this weird way to get into my seat, and there was a guy on the end of my row. Get this, he's eating a piece of cake. Who goes to a Neil Young concert and buys a piece of cake and sits there eating a piece of cake?
Yeah.
And won't
If
get
I'm
up.
at a Neil Young concert and somebody brings me a piece of cake, that'd be the best part of the concert for me. Sorry.
So
That would be the highlight,
This guy wouldn't get up.
unless it's coconut, but that goes without saying.
This guy wouldn't get up as I'm trying to get to my seat. And I ended up sort of leaning forward, and I had to brace myself on the person in front of me who was sitting down. And this person happened to be a pregnant woman, which was not cool. Again, it wasn't something I intended to do. So, of course, when I finally managed to get to my seat, the woman got up and berated me. And I was pissed off. And I'm looking at the guy sitting there, still eating his cake, and I pointed the finger. I cast blame on this guy because it all was because of this guy.
Cake guy.
Cake guy at a
Fuck
concert.
that guy. Hey, cake guy, if you're listening, go to hell.
Now, you've been to lots of shows, Paul. Have you ever, you see what people eat. You've never seen cake, have you?
I've seen cake thrown and stuff. I mean, that's
Now,
it.
The weirdest thing I've ever seen anybody pull a piece of cake out of is in high school. I remember we're sitting in government class, and Melvin Johnson opens up his book, his big textbook, and somehow there's a piece of cake in it, and he just starts eating it. And I was like, to this day, I'm like, how did, you couldn't tell there was cake in the book when it was just sitting there, but then he opens up, it's like a full piece of cake. And I was like,
did he have one of those books carved out, like the insides was carved out, and he kept it in there? Is it like a stash?
no, if you know him, he's not that smart.
Okay.
I was one of the bright ones in that class, so that tells you. But I can still see it to this day, and that was back in the 50s.
Now, I tried to get Paul to try some egg foo young.
Tried.
Yeah, I tried. It didn't work out. His busy schedule would not allow him to get into Philly's some Chinese takeout. So he substituted with a Wawa Italian sub. Now, is that your number one, Paul, when you go to Wawa, the Italian sub?
Yes. I mean, it's what I get pretty much every single time, but I put spicy chili crisp on it though. You guys ever had that?
No.
It's like made with like chili oil and like spicy crisps, and it has has like seaweed powder, fish oil, all kind of really good tasty. It's really like a good nose feel when you eat it. It's like nutty kind of peanut sesame oil, but like spicy. It's like, that you ever have the hoagie spread? It's like little teeny red peppers. Mm-hmm. It looks like crisp peppers that are wet.
I'm talking about for me.
Now you can get this in a grocery store. Oh, he's got it there. Okay.
Almost done with, almost empty. Man.
Give us a better view. You got to talk you got to talk while you're holding it up.
I couldn't hear you. Say it again.
To keep talking and show us the bottle again. Where's the label? That's the back of it. There you go. That's a healthy sized jar too. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Sorry. It's gross here, but it tastes amazing.
And you'll get that amazing. At the Asian supermarket, or you can get that at Stop and Shop.
Can't really get this in like normal grocery stores. Like you got to go to like the Asian ones.
Yeah. No, I've seen them.
When you went into Wawa, did you even ask the clerk, "Hey, what's the closest sandwich you have to Chinese food?" To actually, maybe I don't know what that would be.
That would be a good question to ask at Wawa. I mean,
Do you guys ever get Wawa? Did you ever have
Oh, yeah.
Wawa?
I love Wawa.
do.
we didn't
They
have
just-
Wawa. Yeah.
When they're slow coming down south. I'm in DC, Virginia, but one opened in DC a couple years ago. So I love Wawa. It's easily the best of the, we'll call it gas station sandwich places. To me, it's
Yeah.
easily the best.
Uh-huh.
You
I
know
haven't
why?
tried. Go ahead.
Because Wawa didn't start out as gas station. It was like a deli at first. So then it like
Yeah.
kind of turned to like
Yeah.
that's why
Feels
didn't-
like
it wasn't
yeah.
like- food. It's like food then gas station. I mean,
They're definitely head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah, we had
Plus-
yeah.
Plus, I like their system. They were the first ones I ever saw that had a automated ordering system.
Mhm.
So there's less chance to fuck up my sandwich, which I really
Yeah.
like. Because I'm super picky and,
But wait a second, a human has to assemble the sandwich, so they, human error is a
I mean
possibility.
to order.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But I have found with Uber and whatever, fewer mistakes are made when it's printed out, like in black and white in front of somebody, as opposed to when you just say it.
Okay.
I found them more likely to just forget what you said or whatever,
Uh-huh.
as opposed to if it's printed out in front of them every time.
Yeah.
I'm super picky, so I notice, that stuff, so.
yeah, it's good because you're saying you punched it in so that you fuck it up, not them.
Right, yeah, yeah. Like,
when you
you'll
get- when
say
you-
something to people and they kind of half listen,
So when you get the
The
Italian,
only reason I give two thumbs up for Wawa is I cannot give three, so.
so when you get the Italian hoagie at Wawa, you just tell them dry, and then you take them home. You take it home and you put this sauce on it.
Yeah, well, I have this in my van with me.
Okay. All right.
I have sardines with me all the time too. Sardines, I put sardines on here.
Uh-huh.
These, so it just
Well,
I just need. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
All right. So you're on the road a lot. Yeah. I was gonna ask you about what are your standard meals? Do you prepare things in the van, or you're eating from these places?
So what I do is I bring a cooler with me,
Mhm.
and if I'm traveling across country, I'll bring like turkey lunch meat with me in a cooler, like a Yeti cooler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is my secret here, because I know a lot of bands deal with it. 'Cause it's expensive out on the road to keep buying gas station food. It's really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll boil to go across country. I'll boil like 38 boiled eggs, and I'll put them in a bag with ice water, and I'll just eat them like two of them when I'm hungry, and some lunch, like turkey lunch meat.
Yeah.
And then
Can
I
I
have
ask a question?
what's that?
Why 38? That's a curiously specific number.
I don't even know. It's a good point. Just because I kind of came up with it.
Okay. You came up with it just saying it, or you came up with the idea of 38 eggs before, like you just said a
You just-
number?
Consciously saying it. So what I'm trying to say is I know it's not 40, but I know it was almost
Right.
40.
Yeah.
I could have
I thought maybe-
36.
I thought maybe that was how many eggs you could fit in the cooler. Do you put them in the cooler?
It's weird how I figure things out and I don't know what. Here's what happens. So by the time I get there, I would think that I wouldn't want to eat these eggs anymore. But 38 is the number where I would have got through the 38 and they wouldn't be bad yet.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I
makes
swear,
sense.
they're really good solid food to kind of stick to your ribs instead of
Mhm.
like any gas station food. It's kind of like just like bread, carbs, all this. Like just you get constantly hungry. You got to eat like two to four eggs, some lunch meat, and then a piece of like rye, and then like an apple, and that's really solid food to keep going. And then of course you do stop and get some pizza or something, like some junk, but you got to have the good stuff too. Believe it or not. But also lettuce. You gotta have lettuce that feels fresh. You eat the lettuce with the hard-boiled egg.
Shall
I'm
we go
telling
down
you.
this road, Greg, regarding lettuce?
Well, don't get me started on lettuce. May I
Like
suggest the single greatest roadside food song is Mike and I talk about them all the time. Motorway by the Kinks off Everybody's in Showbiz. Whole song's about rest stop food to the point where you're like, is all this food and talking about grease and gas stations, petrol, is it a metaphor for something? But then after a couple listens, you're like, I think he's just talking about gas station food sucks. So that's Motorway by the Kinks. That's the number one rest stop food song.
You guys like rest stop food though?
Oh yeah.
Do you-
Oh, please.
I think I'm talking it down. When you're stuck with it, it starts to do something different to my body. So like I
Yeah.
like to, especially when I start. But like I
Yeah.
said, by the time 38 eggs, if they're bad, by the time I get there, I throw them away, and now I'm like square one again and just dealing with
Yeah.
whatever I got. At least
I'm
it's a good
still, yeah, I still feel like one of the many ways I don't feel like an adult is, yeah, when I start seeing the fast food rest area signs coming, I get excited. And like, I start like, I don't
Me
want to
too.
say begging whoever's driving to stop, but I start begging. I really want, get excited.
So this one, Buc-ee's. You know that one? Anybody?
I've never been to that one.
This is the one, super big one in like Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like fresh barbecue sandwiches in there, like super fresh barbecue sandwiches, chicken sandwiches. It's like there's like I don't know, it's like it could be 80 gas pumps, 80
Wow.
gas pumps. It's insane. Just Google Buc-ee's, you'll see what I'm talking about.
What
But,
states are they in?
It's got to be Texas, like you said. You said Texas?
It's like Austin, Texas. It's not all Texas. It's like around like Austin, and it's I don't know, but yeah, the gas station food changes, and I love when you get to California because California is actually good fast food and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like Out Burger is actually good. When you get stuck with fast food on the East Coast, it's not necessarily you're like you start like complaining about it, but you'll still eat it. But In-N-Out Burger, I love that those burgers. You know what I mean?
Where
They're
do you
supposedly
stand?
coming out east.
Where do you stand
What
on
is that?
Jersey Mike's?
Dude, that's gross. That's cheap hoagie. It's like they don't know about rolls. I don't know what it is.
The bread is like wax.
Yes, they don't understand rolls. So Philly's the best because they understand bread.
Okay.
Bread soft on the inside. It's like so doughy, and then the outside has that crispy crunch, and it pulls. It has a pull to it. You know what I'm saying? Also, pizza. I love pizza too.
Is it insulting? Because you must get sick of hearing it. Is it insulting to ask a Philly man what his favorite cheesesteak is?
No, it's not insulting now. Because average person just said like that wouldn't. They're like, oh, you like Pat's or Geno's, all kind of stuff. I'll eat all that stuff, but that's not real. It's just like it's. I wouldn't call it chain feeling, but it's almost like they got all steak like chopped up in bins, and they kind of just like heat it up real quick on the thing, and then slap it on your roll. Other spots like prime rib strips, they're shaving it with a slicer, and it falls. They chop it a little more, so it's like hot and it's still like seared on the edges too, and it's not too dry. And the roll is amazing. Dude, it's a lot. I know my favorite.
Particular, like a lot of people say Jim's. I think Jim's is a big one, good one. Do you like?
One of the better average. No, people do love Jim's though. I think Jim's is awesome too, but I like these more hearty ones. They have a little stronger bite. Those ones are all mushy.
Yeah,
like almost.
I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite. Yeah, I think I like the mushy ones. Like I
don't blame.
Yeah,
it's not wrong.
Yeah, I love Pat's. Pat's is mine. I've while standing in line at Pat's, I've eaten a Geno's just while I'm in line for Pat's. But Geno's, Pat's, I'm definitely 1,000% Pat's. But yeah, I feel like I haven't dug into like real cheesesteaks in Philly, but I'm super happy with Pat's, to be honest.
There's one called John's Roast Pork, but like it's called John's Roast Pork, but it has awesome cheesesteaks. South Philly. There's one called, my favorite one is by the stadium. It's called Ace of Steaks. If you ever like by the stadiums,
that's a good one. Ace of
Steaks.
Steaks.
That's a great name. That's a great name.
Ace of Steaks, but it's right by the link. So,
and that's your favorite?
Because I have this thing with, I'm obsessed. It's like an addiction to big old hearty French fries with Old Bay seasoning on them and the cheesesteak. I have to have them at once. So I'll put the fries on top, and I'll like pat it with my hand, and I'll try to squeeze it around like this. You know what I mean? I'm trying to, squeeze. And then you just get this humongous bite. Ooh. But I like the cheesesteak hoagie.
I don't know why they call you Jello, man. You sound like cheesesteak man to me right now. Woo.
Hey. Oh man. Now you make me hungry. My thing's gonna die.
Now you've got Jello
My
shots. I see prepared and or ready for this coming Sunday. In
Yeah, I already got
how many?
4,000 ready to go.
4,000. How many man hours did that take?
Look at this real quick. Look, I got a whole I got a shipping container full. Look.
Whoa!
He's not kidding around.
How long can they stay okay?
Well, it's cold out right now, so these are all good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's mostly alcohol, so I guess it should keep pretty good.
Honestly, I got them in clam stacks too. You see, the clam sack full. But
Wow.
see, here's my bandolier. I wear this when I shoot them.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh fuck!
It's
Now,
an
do
amazing
you ever
operation.
like wake up in the morning and there's like 50 Jello shots missing? You're like, God damn it! Or are you sick of Jello shots? You can't even think of throwing one down your throat yourself at this point.
Sick of them, dude. See, I mean, I can't even eat them anymore. I still will,
Yeah.
but like, what if you worked at a candy shop your whole life, the same one?
Yeah.
You would not eat candy. If anybody says they like. So,
Pat is not eating cheesesteaks.
luckily, I can eat. I'm kind of half kidding. I can't eat them, but I do not want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I need to learn.
Are
to
they
make,
having?
like,
Will the game be screens? A lot of sometimes stadiums have the games on at the stadium. Do you know if they're doing that for Philadelphia?
they are doing it for Philly.
Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah.
But I'll be getting gigs though. People want me to come. Like I'm coming in 3 gigs in Philly. And there's one on game day that I'm going to this venue and I'm setting up my cart. They're paying me to set up my cart and shoot Jello shots around. But if they win, I'm allowed to leave. It's in the deal. I'm like, yo, if they win, I'm out. And I'm going up to do it again.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually, I'm a Giants fan, so of course I'm not an Eagles fan, but I think their chances are pretty good. I mean, they've been impressive, in the games running up to this. How about you, Greg?
I don't give a shit who wins. But Jelloman, this is honest time now, honesty time. I know you're Philly, you want the Eagles to win, obviously, but is a little part of you thinking if the Eagles lose, maybe that just means more fans are going to want to shove a lot of vodka down their throats, which could be better for Jelloman? Or is that something you won't even consider because you want the Eagles to win?
I'm going to be dead honest, man, because like I don't want to shoot. It's like, you understand, like if I have all these shots here, I'm going to give them out. I'm not going to be upset because I'm not trying to sell these things, dude. So like, why do I care so much? I would love them to win so I can shoot them around, but I'm not going to be like, come on, man, eat my shots, man. Because
there's no upside to them losing.
But like the best part is people are hiring me now to come in and just and to their venue. So now I got no matter what, we'll see what happens because I'm probably gonna get rid of
that is the ideal situation, because when somebody gets a Jello shot from you, they don't think, oh, this is from the company, blah blah blah. They go, wow, Jelloman gave this to me. It's great. So they associate you with how great it felt getting that Jello shot. That's brilliant.
He's building his brand.
Listen, plus, where's it at?
He's pulling out another body, people. Oh my god. Oh my god, people.
I'm just trying to tell you something because I have a little like vial full of like pop rocks. So like per serving, sprinkle them on there, and people are like always like so charmed, like, oh, thank you. It's like so like there's this weird experience where you're like, I get to sprinkle pop rocks on there and you get to eat it. If I don't do that, it's real quick. It's like, oh, here. So luckily that whole thing, pop rocks are amazing on Jello shots. So I have an idea, like a Jello shot company hit me up recently and they want to partner with me, but I'm not sure I'm going to do it. But either way, I have an idea to, like granola on top of yogurt, like a little parfait. I have an idea to put a parfait of pop rocks on top of a Jello shot, and then you can like take it out and sprinkle.
Don't let Mike steal that. Don't let Mike steal that idea from you. I see him writing something down on his pad.
Now the pop rocks, I mean, that is like your idea. I mean, you didn't get that from anywhere else, or? Is that something you
Crazy
came up?
when you do.
Was that something you just came up on your own with, or is? I mean,
No,
I don't know that much the world of Jello shots. I mean, was that a thing, or did you make it up yourself?
So when you kind of like rapid fire ideas, like I'm in a position where I always think of ideas. I actually try the ideas. I ran into that serendipitous. When I saw Pop Rocks next to somebody, and at a music festival, and these kids were on acid, and they're like, oh, like they kind of like, we should put the Pop Rocks on them, and it was actually their idea, but they were on acid, and like, so then I was like, I'm thinking in my head, that's my idea. You know? But listen,
so they don't even remember even talking about it.
Yes,
So
but then
okay. No, that's it. So yeah, that was just out there in the open, and you grabbed it. You grabbed it.
I didn't know they still made Pop Rocks.
Yeah, they're out of style, kind of, but that's what sucks. And they're if you try to find Pop Rocks locally, like you can find them when they're there, but when they're not there, they're nowhere in the area. It's the weirdest thing. Like they don't like supply in a good manner. So I try to stock up on them.
Well, I was just gonna say maybe you can make a deal with Pop Rocks. Maybe you can single-handedly bring back that brand. I mean, I guess there's only one brand of Pop Rocks, right?
Yeah, well, they don't answer emails. None of them.
Oh.
I've been trying to hit them up for years. Same with Jello.
Michael talked to the Pop Rocks people. Don't worry about it. He's got it.
I don't. Why wouldn't they answer his emails? I don't get it. You know, here's some guy just trying.
I don't answer emails, and I'm not Pop Rocks. Nobody answers emails. We need another avenue.
I mean, are there Pop Rock salesmen out there pounding the street trying to promote that product? You're doing it. You're getting lots of attention, and yet they won't even pick up your emails, your phone calls. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I need a secretary.
Well, I could do that. You want to start using my email? I'll be your point man for all correspondence. I could do that from home.
You can?
Yeah. Maybe we can set something up
with Pop Rocks.
I need. Yeah, you guys are hardcore breaking up, and my thing's gonna die. And
yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's the problem.
Yeah. Well, I won't. We won't belabor this. Then we've had a nice chat.
I'm gonna have to go off because it's getting really slow right now.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for joining the show. This has been very entertaining, and I wish you luck this Sunday. Yeah. Well, and with these other events, it sounds like you're booked. I'm glad to see you having all this success.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's great to meet you, and yeah, good luck with all this going forward. I'm definitely going to want to see how it's going forward and everything. So, all right, we're certainly rooting for you. I'm rooting for you more than I am for the Eagles, if I'm being honest.
Go Eagles! That'll be the first and only time I ever say that. Just for you, Paul. All right, Jelloman.
Go Jelloman.
Real quick. The Eagles commented on my video. They said we ride at dawn, and they commented on my.
And I see you have a T-shirt. Is that your T-shirt? Are you selling that T-shirt? The "We Ride at Dawn" T-shirt.
But the Eagles commented that on the video. That's why we made the T-shirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I saw that comment. Yeah, no, it's phenomenal.
Next stop, we got to get you on Abbott Elementary. That would be good.
That's set in Philly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're very Philly.
Oh, okay. All right. We got a plan. All right, Jelloman.
All right, guys.
People can check you out on Instagram at Jelloman Philly. Take care.
Thanks.
See you guys.
See ya.
Take care.
Later.
Okay, that was a nice visit. Had some technical issues at the end there.
Yeah, I think we had sound issues throughout a little bit. I don't know if you heard them. But,
yeah, it was. I know what you're saying.
Okay. Maybe it was the video.
But I guess when you do these remotes from the back of a van, people will understand. I understood him for the most part.
Yeah.
It was great to get a tour of the van. So
What a great thing. Like, can you imagine, like, I mean, it'd be great if you could parlay this into like, super successful. By that, I mean money.
yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds like companies, have done stuff with him. So,
I think he's got a little higher profile now. I mean,
after this,
well, yeah, after this.
Jesus.
This is part of the PR push for Jelloman. I was happy we could get him. I mean, he's got bookings. He did a morning show the other day. So yeah, no, I think the football audience has really boosted his brand. And yeah, no, I wish him all the success. He's a great guy. I've gotten to know him through the best show, and he's always a lot of fun to be around.
I mean, I don't know why you couldn't try Egg Foo Young. I mean,
yeah, no, I saw the disappointment in your face, and I was like, okay.
I
well,
mean, I've been to Philadelphia. I think they have great Chinese, probably, but maybe next time.
yeah, but yeah, it was. That's why I decided to make this a Super Bowl special.
But I'll be
rather
honest, I couldn't care less about the actual Super Bowl,
than-
which 12-year-old me would hate me for saying. But as this game is ending, I promise you, the thought will pop up in my head: how's Jelloman going to do after the game?
Yeah,
It's going to be good for him, bad for him.
yeah,
Well, it sounds like it's all going to be good for him, but
yeah. No,
I bet as the game is clicking down, Jelloman will pop into my head. I promise you.
it adds a new dimension to the game. That yeah, I'll be checking my social media to see how things are going for him. Do you even plan to watch the game? Do you have a designated spot where you're going to watch the game? Any
Yeah,
plans?
for the last maybe 15 years, I've gone to Waddy's house. Our buddy Waddy, who we keep talking about how good looking he is.
Maybe you can get him on as a guest.
Yeah, him and his son Jack, who was on the video, which I need to figure out a way to stick into one of these, but maybe I'll repost it or whatever. Get them on. Yeah, that'd be fun to have on. Yeah, I go there. We get Popeyes and whatnot. What about you? Anything?
Yeah, I'm going over. I there's a couple guys I watch Giants games with, and so I'll go over there. Right nearby, it's like 5 minutes away, and we'll have a good time.
What was
Make
the
the
last
best
Super
of it.
Bowl you cared about the actual game?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Usually, I mean, when I was bartending, I mean, the betting in Bayonne is like through the roof. I mean, it's bizarre. I mean, so I usually have some money in a Super Bowl pool. Nothing crazy. I mean, I did get in. The craziest I went was $300, and I actually won.
Ooh.
That was the one time I won.
You bet $300?
I was feeling I don't know what came over me, but I bet $300.
Which
And
Super
I
Bowl is
ended-
this?
It wasn't even a Super Bowl. It was there was a guy who had these betting pools, and it would be championship weekend plus the Super Bowl. So it was 3 games, and every quarter people would win. Every halftime people would win. I won a halftime of a playoff game. It wasn't even the Super Bowl, and I won $800. So I ended up winning $500.
Damn.
Yeah, but that's literally the only time I've ever won in a Super Bowl pool.
Yeah.
I will not be in a Super Bowl pool for this game, because I'm away from Bayonne. I'm away from the pull of the nonstop gambling in Bayonne. I mean, it's amazing. This one guy.
A nation breathes a sigh of relief.
This one guy in one of the bars actually was in. He would go he would work it. I mean, it was a business. This is like his busiest time. He would have these convoluted pools that people didn't even know when they won, because there were all these different ways.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I do those squares. I think I won $60.
the squares. Yeah, that's what most people
I don't
do.
know. I don't know how they work.
Yeah.
Somebody tells you, oh, you won $10, great.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with the squares, it's the last number, and visiting and
Okay.
home team and that. I mean, that's straightforward. That's what most people do. But
Mhm.
this guy had pools, every quarter, like I said, every quarter. Then he'd have like flip. So like whatever the score won, that person won. But then somebody would win the flip numbers. You flip the numbers, and that person also won some money. Not as big as the final, but there was just all these different ways that you could win money.
Sounds like you were playing with a bunch of communists. Everybody wins.
I mean, I
Either
don't know.
communists or third graders.
And at the end, you sort of tip him. If you hit like for a big thing, you
Oh,
give
yeah.
him a little taste,
This.
That's kind
Called
of
respect.
10% is sort of the given, and if you don't give him a taste, then your name is mud around town. I mean,
Then you'll get a taste
get
of the
started-
pow right in the kisser.
they start bad mouthing you. So no special Super Bowl snacks that you look forward to. I mean, you mentioned
Oh
Popeyes.
yeah, we order a lot of Popeyes.
Uh-huh.
And so then by halftime, I'm in a little bit of food coma. Got to make it through the game.
Yeah.
Waddy starts telling his fucking stories. Obviously,
He's gonna love this episode.
you gotta listen to this shit. Yeah, same old thing.
Now, my friend, puts out a nice cheese and pepperoni spread and some salsa and some chips. That's our usual. But then, we'll order out. I think this time, though, he's going to make some pulled pork sandwiches, which is going to be a treat, I hope.
I was talking to a guy today, and these two guys, and they were talking about, one of them had found a list of top 10 stuff you eat at Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I said, well, obviously pizza is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked at me like I was crazy. They're like, no, pizza's not in the top. I'm like, how's pizza not in the top 10? Like, I understand it's football, so you got to get wings.
Uh-huh.
We all love nachos. But you're telling me you get all the way to 10 before pizza?
Yeah, no, that's
in a
wrong
setting where there's 2 or more people?
Yeah, no, I agree. Pizza should be on there. Well,
Yeah.
what were some of the other ones?
It should be on there, and then don't act like I'm crazy for thinking pizza should be on there.
What, they have hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff?
I didn't even get the whole list.
Sliders.
I stopped listening. I was like, you don't tell me pizza's not on the list. Go. And I said, go fuck yourselves. And that's how I
That's a
how I
little
run
extreme.
business.
It's a little extreme, but
Yeah.
no, we usually get a pizza when we watch the Giants. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
I
if
mean,
it's a throw-in, you get pizza. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
So anyway, I think that about covers it for this Super Bowl edition. I want to thank everybody for listening, tuning in. I want to thank Jelloman for popping by, Paul Vile.
Mhm.
Check
Thank you,
him out on
Jelloman.
Instagram.
Jelloman. Does he prefer? I should have asked. Does he like Paul? But you kept calling him Paul.
I
You
like to
kept
make
saying
it personal.
Paul. So then I kept saying Jelloman, but then I started thinking, well, does he think I'm making fun of him?
No.
No,
not
he
at all.
likes Jelloman,
No.
right?
No, he's known as Jelloman. So,
Yeah.
but I like to bring it down to the personal level.
Yeah.
Let's recognize the man behind
Yeah.
the name of Jelloman.
I mean, I'm rooting for him. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. If you can make some money throwing out Jello shots, yeah, shit. Going
Yeah.
around the country, shit.
Living a dream.
Yeah. I wanted to ask him about his favorite. I mean, number one, we didn't really get into where he's been, but like,
Mm-hmm.
since he talks about bands and music festivals, like, what's his favorite bands?
Yeah.
I dropped Marat's name, and
Uh-huh.
that was the thud. Boo, Jello man, boo. But yes,
Yeah, I wanted to talk to him more about music as well. I mean, he goes to the big ones. He goes to Bonnaroo. He goes to Coachella. So yeah, he's all over the country. But yeah, no, we got derailed, but it was a fun derailment, I thought. And we'll have to have him on maybe we'll have him on another time, and he could
Not
give us
next
the
week,
story.
because we'll have our Valentine's Day stories to be telling.
Oh, the Valentine's story.
Valentine's Day wrap up.
Okay.
See which one of us had the hotter night.
You're looking extra suave tonight with the shirt. That's got to be one of your better shirts.
What do you think I wear? This is
I
just,
don't know. No, I remember
I just came straight from work. So.
in your Brooklyn days, you had about 3 or 4 shirts. You know, you
I
had
still have 3 or 4 shirts.
Yeah,
you
had
don't let
the
this fool
pizza.
you.
Yeah, you had the orange pizza shirt.
I had to retire that finally a couple of years ago.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it just fall apart? The sleeves
Literally,
fall
like you could literally start seeing through it. So I had to retire it.
Uh-huh.
Had a quasi-retirement for my orange bear hat.
Okay.
But yeah, those will be. I need to set up like a Hall of Fame.
Didn't you have like a sort of a nice pink shirt? I vaguely remember like a pink shirt when you were sort of a little more dressed up.
Yeah, that I like a nice pink button down. That used to be my go-to. Like I explained before, that in high school that'd be my Friday shirt. So when the girls were thinking about me over the weekend, that's what they thought. They pictured me in. Then I get rotated back around on Monday. But yeah.
Well, if any young ladies are looking for a fella and want to reach out to Greg,
This is what it's come to.
No, I want to see you happy, Greg. I
Yeah.
look for other people to be happy rather than myself. That's where I am at in life. You know, I'm happy when other people are happy.
Yeah, I
Forget
just
about
want
me.
other people to be happy.
Forget about. I just like to see other people happy. You know.
Yeah. Partly because I like other people being happy, means they're not pissed at me.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
But if we would have put together a contest, a Valentine's Day contest, for the privilege of taking me out on the town. But the way our fans bungled the whole theme song fiasco, I don't have any faith in them. So,
okay.
I mean,
well, you never know. You never know.
I think
putting it out there. You do know.
I think we know.
On that note, hit that subscribe button.
Oh, I did. You brought up the lettuce earlier.
Yeah.
And I had to, every day I go get a turkey sandwich, and every day I have to ask for the crispy lettuce.
Still asking.
They automatically reach for like the.
And is it the same person or is it a different person every day?
It's usually the same person.
Wow. Okay. So.
But finally, I'm like, well, then what is the crunchy lettuce for? It's not if like she's always surprised.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. But then I'm like, well, what is it for? What?
It's out. Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah. What does default to the crunchy lettuce?
Yeah.
So that's my night. That's where my nights go. That'll be my night, Michaelis.
I think you're gonna crack that mystery one day. One day you'll crack that mystery and the world will be.
I'd hate to find out I didn't get a Valentine's Day date because I was put on a certain most boring people ever list. if I find out that's the reason I die alone.
Hey, you got discussed on another radio show. They went through the list person by person, and they mentioned you. They didn't mention me. They didn't mention me.
They said I was one of the most boring people on earth.
They weren't sure who you were. You were the mystery man on the list. So they talked about you. Who's Greg Wilson? Had a nice picture there. I'm sure that, I haven't heard.
Let me tell you who Greg Wilson is, damn it.
I haven't heard the actual recording yet, but I'll pass it along to you. See, any publicity is good publicity.
What recording? I assume you're talking about the Best Show. Weren't you there?
No, it was. I'm saying the list was discussed on another radio show. Bennington's, the Benningtons. I should know.
On Sirius?
Yeah, on Sirius. Yes.
Oh, I do know that.
Okay.
Oh, look at me.
Go check a recent episode, and they'll be discussing you on there.
I mean, I'm not scrolling through 40 hours of the Bennington show.
No, it's within the last week. Within the last week.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So more people know I'm boring. Good. Great. Awesome.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, once more, let's hear it for Jelloman.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody. Mike always says subscribe.
Hit the
whatever you
button.
say.
Who are you
Hit the-
picking in the game? Should we get a little wager going here?
Well, it's hard to root for the Phillies, the Eagles.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Mahomes is so weird in that Mahomes, he's just always there
Yeah.
at the end. Like the Chiefs start out 2-3 every year, and I go, okay, well and then all of a sudden Mahomes is always in the. I feel like he's been in like 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls or something.
And he's been
He
like
doesn't always
super,
win, but he's always there.
but he's been like Superman in this run up. I mean,
He's great.
playing with a broken ankle or
He's amazing.
sprained
But
ankle.
I'm like, what year are we in? All of a sudden, it's like Mahomes is in the Super Bowl again. It's
Yeah.
like,
No, he's
I'm
an
gonna
amazing
say,
player.
but I will do an official pick. I'm gonna say I gotta go Chiefs. I'll give you a 30-26.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
You
I
like
was
to
gonna-
pick scores?
Normally you'd say 31-27. I'm going 30-26. That's how I am, Mike. Let's deal with it.
I'm actually kind of yeah, even with all that you said about Mahomes, he's an amazing player. Can he put it on his back and bring it over the line one more time?
Mhm.
I'm saying no. I think maybe this is the Eagles' year. They've
Are you
impressed
sucking
me.
up to Jelloman?
Yeah, I'm kind of sucking up
come
to
on.
Jelloman. But the weird thing is, I live almost in Jello. I mean, almost
Jelloman would lose all respect for you if he was listening right now.
I've got Jelloman on my mind. But I live on the cusp of Eagle territory. New Jersey's weird.
Yeah.
You know, North
yeah.
Jersey, you know, we've actually have two football teams playing in New Jersey.
A lot of
New York-
Philly, Jersey.
The New York
mix,
teams
yeah.
play in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But South Jersey is all Philly Eagles fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have gone that way, but I had more New York television, so I became a New York fan.
Are you going to give us a score? What do you think?
You know, I'm just gonna say I'm saying it's a low scoring affair. 24-18. Eagles.
All right. 30-26 Chiefs me. 24-18. Is that what you said?
24-18.
24-18.
Yeah,
All
Eagles.
right.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see a week from now. We'll match those up, and then we'll go head to head with that Valentine's Day.
I don't
so.
encourage gambling on these games. You know, be sensible about gambling. If you want a little action, it can be fun, but don't
I
go
don't give a
nuts.
fuck. Everybody gamble all they want. What do I care? Who are we
Okay.
protecting, Mike Liz?
Okay. I don't want people coming back saying they bet the house on my numbers.
Bet the house, people. You can blame me. You can blame me.
Okay. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
See you next week, everybody.